Hello. I think I might need to just doop. Don't know if that did anything good. I think it helped. So today is day I think 5 of quarantine lockdown. I'm going to be going for a run shortly, so obviously it's not super lockdown, but lockdown is lockdown is lockdown. But my granddad keeps insisting on doing things while I'm trying to get other stuff done. So, even though it currently is 20 to 1 in the afternoon, and I planned to today do some reading and a run, I've done neither of the above, because I've been doing the stuff that he needs me to do. So that way, hopefully, when he's here next, he can just get on and not bother me, because whenever he's here, I can't do anything. Apart from leave and go for the run. But yes, the thing that I picked up earlier, I don't know if I actually show it to you. This is the thing that goes behind the bath, not the bath, behind the toilet, in between the bath and the wall to cover up the pipes, keep them safe, stuff like that. But because we've got a new pipe in there, we actually have to remove part of that thing in order to fit it over this pipe. There's a white one. See the white pipe? Because it doesn't fit at the moment, so we've got to cut a bunch off, but I ain't doing that. That's the landlord's job. However, because the landlord's my granddad, I figured I'd help out, so he asked me to take off a bunch of like silicone from the wall so we can put more on when we reattach it properly, so I did that. This thing, he wants to put back on the wall for some reason, so he asked me whether I could reattach the the hooks that go onto stuff whilst he's making something to go on the wall for it to hook onto, because that was taken when the boiler, which was behind it, was taken, because they were part of the same thing. Then there's a hole in the ceiling through there as well that he wants me to go into the loft to see if I can find the thing so that he can do the plasterer's job for him, partially, which I don't understand and I never do. But at least he did like all the ceiling along here, which, you know, that was nice of him. Yeah, so I'm going to get changed, do a warm-up, then go for a run. I need to do 2 miles minimum in order to meet my quota for the UEA Moves Plus, or Plus Moves app, because it's a thing where you get points for doing exercise, X distance cycling, X distance running, or X amount of steps for walking. And so I go for a run, do a bit of walking on the way back. Obviously I do a lot of walking around the house as well, as you can probably tell right now. Oh yeah, got my ring. Boop. I obviously will have to do some washing up as well at some point. But yeah, you get points and you can use them to get free stuff with the university, effectively. But for reading, and I have to do all of this today, I need to read chapter 9 of Responsibility, Character, and the Emotions by someone Schumann. By Philippa Foot, I have to read chapter 5, 7, 8, 11, 13, and 14 of Virtues and Vices. Then we have Someone Wallace, Responsibility and Moral Sentiments, where I have to read at least chapters 1 and 2. And then we have Morality and the Emotions by Oakley, where I have to read chapters 1, 2, 4, and 5, which as a total would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 chapters today. And for all of them, what I'm doing is going through, in pencil lightly, putting like brackets around potential quotes and putting in these little things here to indicate the page which I am marking out and whereabouts on the page the quote is. So that way when I'm done I can rub out those little markings and take off these stickers. The books will be fine. Though some of the books do have pen marks in from before I got them out of the library, which sucks even. I don't know why people do that, to be honest. But yeah, I need to look predominantly for things to do with the Stoics, but I haven't found any. Well, I haven't found much relating to the Stoics yet. And then, what I need to do tomorrow is take this essay that I've got here. Hang on, I've got a couple quote sheets that I didn't actually use to write the quotes on because I was like, oh, yes, well, that takes too long. Bloody hell. I put this together in a really cool way, but it does make things slightly awkward from time to time. So yeah, I've got to take this essay that I've got here and revise it. I can add up to 451 words, and I can lose up to 49 words, depending on whether this is going to be my long or my short essay. But yeah, it is gonna suck because I hate editing, and that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing tomorrow, unless my granddad's down here, in which case I won't be. But should I do that, this essay will be in a state of being done. Obviously, I won't have finished it. I'll need to do at least one more essay pass before it's actually done, but it will be in a state where I could submit it, rather than what it is now, where it is not in a state where I could submit it. And I also need to do a paragraph explaining the revisions to the essay. And I need to email my lecturer asking whether that paragraph should be included, like at the end, whether I should put it on a separate page, like put a page break in between, put a blank page in between, what sort of formatting he would prefer. Yeah, and then I also need to, then I'll take a break for a day, maybe two, before hitting up the either writing or editing of the next essay, because I've got one that I've written but not edited, and I've got one I've not written or edited. But yeah, so for today, I've got to read all those chapters, make notes, etc., etc., do the washing up after I get back from my run. I'll have a shower when I get back from my run, make a cup of tea, do some reading, make another cup of tea, do some reading, maybe go on the trampoline, make another cup of tea, do the washing up, do some reading. Well, after the washing up, I will probably have a bath and do some reading in the bath, because the shower will be to clean off, like, the terrible smells of just stuff that I've been doing for my granddad. So I've got, like, very petrol-y hands, which is probably not good for running them through my hair, but my hair's a bit knotty, and I did wash them, but, like, they still smell of petrol. And then I also used, like, a grinder to grind some wood, so I've got, like, sawdust all over me and all that good stuff. So yeah, I will be heading off. Yesterday's vlog, I don't even know if I uploaded it or not, so I'm gonna have to check that before I upload this one. But you know, quarantine vlogs that no one's ever gonna see, it doesn't really matter whether they're uploaded on time or not, does it? Yeah, so I was talking about D&D, and it's phenomenal, and I think the Divination Wizard Barbarian would be phenomenal. Obviously, if you take a level dip, you don't get the capstone ability, which is great for Barbarian, where you get +4 to strength and con, and your stat maxes go up to 24, I think. Something like that. That's insane, because by that point you should really have 20 in both, theoretically, which means you get +7 to attacks without proficiency. With proficiency, it's +13, and that's without a magic weapon. If you have a +3 magic weapon, it's +16, and then for rage you get +7 to damage, but you also have rage damage, which I think at that point is 4, which takes it to +11, and if it's +3 magic weapon, it's +15, not +15, +14. It's just good. Your strength checks are insane. But for divination wizards, you have your portent, which you get at level 2, which is also pretty good. But if you get up to level 5, you can take haste as a spell. And you can cast haste on yourself before you rage. So you can use your action on your first turn, cast haste, then rage. Because I think that you can maintain concentration while raging. I'm not 100% sure. If you can't, then it wouldn't be as good. But it would still be useful if you mostly sort of took utility spells for outside of combat, because you do have a limited amount of rages anyway, so the cantrips would be useful there, and for ranged attacks. But, yeah, if you sort of took spells like Identify, Find Familiar, so that way you get a familiar, Arcane Lock, the language one, Comprehend Languages, stuff like that. That'd be pretty useful, even if you just get to level 2 in Wizard for that Divination Portent. That alone, that's a great 2-level dip. Probably not quite as good as Fighter's Action Surge for a Barbarian, but as you can use them on other people or yourself, it'll be great. If you are a level 18 Barbarian, you get Brutal Critical Dice. If you roll your Portent and you get a natural 20, you can just be like, I'm going to use that to crit on this person. That's phenomenal. I don't know how many, what levels Brutal Criticals are, but a Divination Wizard, Champion Fighter, Barbarian. You get your Brutal Criticals, you get your Action Surge, you get your Portent. If you get your 2 Portents and they are both natural 20s, very unlikely, but say it happened, it's, possible. Then you get your 2 attacks, and say you're a Frenzy Barb, so you get a 3rd attack. Effectively, you get 2 auto crits and 1 attack where you can roll to hit. And then you can Action Surge and get 2 more attacks where you roll to hit. So effectively, those 2 more attacks, you say they're your crits, right? They're your Portent ones. You get your turn plus 2 crits. Admittedly, it's a 4-level dip for once a day. But that would be amazing! Yeah. But anyway, I am going to go now. And prepare myself for the run, because I'm really not feeling it. I'm pretty stiff. Oh. But, whatever. How else am I going to become a physical masterpiece? Anyway, as I said, I'm going to go. So, yeah, quarantine's going alright. I have found, though, that my savings, I keep my savings in cash in my safe. And I have reasonable savings. Nothing, compared to what most of my friends have. But, that's fair, because my whole family is poor as crap, and I keep buying stuff. But my savings amass to about 300 quid, and most of that is in £20 notes, and I recently found out that we're changing out our £20 notes, which means every time I go out, my plan is to take one with me to spend at the shop. Because I'm allowed to go to the shop, so if I go for my run, and I end up near a shop, I can count that as a long way round trip to the shop, which means I can go out and exercise again later if I want to, for my permitted trips out of the house. But yeah, I will be doing that, and just be buying, essentials, I suppose, with a £20 note, and then I'll put my change away elsewhere. And yeah, hopefully that'll work out fine, and I'll burn through all the £20 notes I have, because I'm not going to go to the bank to change them at this point, because coronavirus. Anyway, I said I was going to go. I'm going to actually go, so I'll catch you cats on the flip-flop, and goodbye.